Hello, everybody, and I would like to thank my wonderful subscribers. Hello, everybody, and today we are going to be watching the last story in 3 disturbing true new home horror stories. Yeah, that's right. We are finally getting into it today. So yeah, not much to say. Let's just do it today. And they by anonymous. We don't know who it is. Oh, I'm sorry. Jeez, I didn't know it was off. It's a heartbeat noise.
It was a cold winter day in mid-December, and I was 15 years old.
That's young.
I originally lived in a suburban area of Alberta with my parents in our apartment.
Yeah.
However, we were running low on space, and with my little sister on her way, we knew we had to move to a bigger house.
Okay.
It seemed lucky for us at first, because there was a house just a few blocks down that was selling for a very cheap price tag.
Okay.
Granted, it wasn't the best looking or in the best area, but it had room to grow in. And for the price we paid, we could renovate to our heart's content.
Yeah.
My dad did renovate slightly with the money we had left, but mainly the basement, as it was almost unusable without being fixed up. Cleaning, carpeting, new beams, fixing the bathroom, and fresh wallpaper with a cool pattern I got to choose myself.
I live in California, so yeah, I've never had a basement. So yeah, I think it would either be really cool or really creepy to have one. I don't know.
For the first couple of months, living there had been great, and I was really enjoying the new house.
Yeah.
Until the first questionable moment came
What?
along. It was my father's birthday, and to celebrate, we all had gone to a restaurant in the evening.
Okay.
All went well until we came home to our front door wide open.
Oh no!
My mom was absolutely shaken.
Yeah.
And we begged my dad to drive us away from the house while she called the police.
Yeah.
My dad grabbed a large, heavy wrench from his toolbox in the truck and went into the house to search for the intruder.
That's not a good enough weapon. I mean, it's better than nothing, but like, do you not have a knife? Anything? No? Okay, well, as soon as I can, I'm replacing that knife. I'm replacing that wrench with a knife.
My mom and I called the cops anyway, and we sat there for 5 excruciatingly long minutes before they arrived. They searched the house and found my dad, and he came back out and told us nothing was actually stolen, and no one was in the house either.
Oh no.
However, some of our items were moved or knocked over. Specifically the books on my bookshelf.
Ooh.
The police eventually finished their search and told us the same thing.
Yeah.
We were still a little paranoid, but finally, we went inside our home. From that day forward, I would always hear strange noises coming from the walls.
Well, that means that they never left. If they didn't take anything, and like, if they never took anything, and but they went in anyway, that means that they probably came in to stay in, and that is creepy.
Sometimes underneath our basement.
Nope.
Might I add, my room was there, in the basement. But I always dismissed the sounds as the pipes. This was an older house after all. That was until one night, something unexplainable happened.
What?
It was around 2 in the morning, and I was playing with my Nintendo DS under the sheets with no volume, so my parents didn't know I was still awake.
Are you in the
basement?
That's
when I heard it.
What was that? Was that
laughter coming from the wall to the side of my bed.
Oh, God.
My heart froze in time, and my eyes probably widened to the size of plates.
I bet.
I didn't know what I should do. Ignore it? Call my parents? Go investigate? I decided to wait for a while to see if it happened again. But after about 30 minutes of laying still as a stone, I decided it must have just been my sleep-deprived imagination, and finally went to sleep.
No. Maybe you could have said that if you never had a break-in, but you have had a break-in. So, like, okay, what I would have done is, I would have probably done what you did. I probably would have put out my phone and I would have tried to record it. Like, maybe I would slowly get up, I would go to the wall where I heard the laughter coming from, and I would put my phone near the wall. And then I would listen for laughing or any breathing noise that isn't my own. And if I heard something, then I would go to my parents. Okay? Because you want there to be proof. A lot of parents won't believe you without proof. So that's what I would get. And then I would go to my parents' room very quietly, and I would show them. And of course, I wouldn't make a lot of noise doing it. You don't want to alert the person that you know that they are there. That they are there.
I woke up the next morning in my bed. As usual, nothing changed.
Yeah.
Despite that laugh still burning in my mind, I tried to pass it off.
Okay.
I would still hear the same strange noises every so often for the next couple of weeks. But that felt normal for me now. This is when the next occurrence happens.
Okay, what happened?
By this time, my sister was already born. And
Aww.
since the basement was big enough, plus my mom trusted me with keeping her safe at night,
That's good.
she shared the room with me.
Yeah.
Now, this doesn't mean my mom didn't use baby monitors, because she did. She kept the parent units in the living room, and the other in the kitchen. One night, my parents had gone out for a late-night dinner and left me to take care of the house until they got back.
Okay.
I was in the living room watching a movie. When I got up to get a snack from the kitchen,
You
that's
heard
when
the
I
baby
noticed odd
monitor.
noises coming from the baby monitor,
What kind?
and my heart sank. I knew no one else was home,
Yeah.
but those were footsteps.
Yeah.
Loud, heavy footsteps.
And it's not your baby
Suddenly,
sister.
my fear was realized when my sister started crying, and I heard a faint shh sound come out of the speaker.
Okay. Here's what you have to do. Does your basement have a yard? If the answer to that question is yes, what you have to do is lock the basement door. If the answer is no, then you have to barricade the door. Put a table in front of it. Put a chair in front of it. Put pillows in front of it. Do whatever you can. Now, what you have to do next is call 911, okay? What you have to do now is call 911 and report that you heard something on a baby monitor that sounds like a man talking, okay? That's what you have to do, and you have to do it immediately. Okay. And then, maybe if you hang up, or like, you have another device, you hit record. Because then you can record the baby monitor noises and use that as evidence. Okay?
Followed by a crash.
Okay.
I instantly did the first thing that came to
What?
mind, which now, thinking clearly in
Was
retrospect,
dumb.
could have gotten us both killed.
Yeah.
I ran as quickly as I could up to my parents' room and grabbed my father's rifle.
Okay.
However, I didn't have the key to unlock the trigger lock or any of the ammunition.
Ah.
I figured I would pretend it was loaded and try to hide the lock with my hand.
I guess it is heavy. I guess it is heavy enough to be like a blunt instrument. And he does sound like he was worried.
If I was attacked, I would use the buttstock to defend myself.
Yeah.
All I thought of was getting my sister to safety. When I got to the basement door,
good.
I opened it quietly and walked down the steps, turning to face my sister's crib. No one was there.
No. What you have to do is you have to enter with energy. He already sounded kind of worried by how he tried to shut the baby up. If I had to guess, maybe right now he's worried. So you have to enter, and you have to slam the gun against the door. Make a lot of noise and yell. I need you to yell, "Who the hell is in here?" at the top of your lungs. Scare him Tell them you have a weapon. Tell them to get out and show themselves. And at some point, pull the police.
But she was still crying, as well
God.
as the baby monitor being on the ground sideways.
Okay.
I mustered all the courage I could and yelled, "I'm armed. Come
Good.
out before I find you." Still nothing. I grabbed my sister and ran upstairs.
Okay.
I closed the basement door and pushed a chair under the handle to
Good.
keep it locked while I called my parents.
Good.
They called the police and got
Good.
them as fast as they could. The police got to my house before my parents did, so they made me sit in the back of the cop car with my baby sister
Okay.
while one of the police officers went inside to investigate. When my parents arrived,
What?
I told them everything that happened.
Yeah?
They were confused but very concerned. They knew I wasn't the type of kid that would lie about something like this.
I'm not lying.
The police officer came out and gave us an all clear and said no one was in the
What?
house. Just as they finished talking to us and were about to leave, my dad worriedly asked them if they checked behind the bookshelf. In my room, there was a bookshelf that came embedded into the wall, so I was very confused when my dad asked
What?
to look behind it. The
What?
police officer was confused too,
Oh,
and asked my
God.
father to come inside with him and point out what he meant. Lo and behold, when we got downstairs,
What?
my bookshelf was pushed open slightly like a door, and the basement window that leads to the backyard was opened all the way, with my desk chair planted under it. Behind the bookshelf was a small room with some of the pipes to our house.
What
The pipes
the
wrapped
heck?
around some of the walls. On the ground were some food wrappers, one of our cups that had gone missing, lotion, a switchblade, along with an apple that was partially eaten but still slightly fresh.
Okay.
Someone had been living in our house, and we didn't even know it this whole time.
They have been living in your room. How are you not horrified? And, Dad, why the heck didn't you tell me about this? I have a right to know what is hidden in my room. Also, are you telling me I could have had a super awesome hideout and you never told me about it? Wow. How rude.
The police said that most likely while they were outside talking to us,
Yeah?
whoever was here escaped through the open window.
Ugh.
They said to call if we ever noticed anything suspicious. However, they didn't think the person would come back now that we knew of their secret.
Yeah.
That wasn't even the most horrifying part,
What is
however.
it?
A few days later, I pushed open the bookshelf myself and
What?
explored it top to bottom.
Yeah?
That's when I found a tiny hole in the wall. And when I looked through, it pointed directly to my bed and dresser. Whoever was in there was watching me sleep,
Yeah.
get dressed, play my video games, do my homework, speak on the phone, everything.
Ooh.
They knew most of my life. I'm an adult now, and I
Yeah.
live in my own apartment with my boyfriend.
Ooh.
My parents still live there 5 years later. To this day, I worry for them and hope whoever that was never returns.
I mean, if it helps, they were probably just a homeless person. Like, I don't know, like, if they really were living in your house, then, like, why didn't they try to hurt you? I mean, if they had ill intentions, they had so much time to hurt you, to maim you, to do the undateable to you, but they never did. All they did was live in your house. So, if I had to guess, they were probably just a homeless person who didn't want to be homeless, and he found an opportunity, and he took a chance, and he found a tiny old house. So, I don't think he's gonna come back. And if he does, I doubt that he doesn't have any sort of intention to hurt anybody. So, yeah. But, that is all I have to say about this video, guys. Tell me what you have to say down below. And I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.